everyone. Today I'm doing a short FAQ video on shell scripting. So we're going to talk about how to create a shell script, how to run a shell script, how to edit a shell script, and how to do some testing. We're also going to look at how to change permissions so that it is able to be run properly. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is go into my folder Serenity that we made last time. We can see that in Serenity, there's Jane, Kaylee, Mal, Wash, and Zoe. Now, what we're going to do is create a new file called river. Now, this file I'm actually calling river.sh to indicate that it's a shell script. Technically, you don't have to do this. However, I find it really helpful to add a file extension so that I know which scripting language I've used and which files are scripts. Linux doesn't have file extensions normally the same way that Windows does, so this is an optional step, but it is something that's worth thinking about doing. Now I'm going to want to edit my file. I'm going to use VI. And the first thing I'm going to do is put in what's called the shebang line. So the shebang line is how we are able to tell that this is a shell script. This needs to be executed with the instructions that live in the server's bin. So this shebang line is going to have the hashtag symbol or number sign, an exclamation point or bang, and then it's going to be /bin/sh. Now you can actually also create a bash script if you want to create a bash script instead of a shell script. There are some slight differences and nuances that aren't going to matter to you really at all for what we're doing, but if you wanted to, you could make that change. I tend to just leave it as a shell script so that it's general. Now, the first thing that I want my shell script to be able to do is print something out to the command line. The way we do that is we're going to say echo. Now, this shell script is river, so we are going to have her say, I can kill you with my brain. Now that we have had her say this, I need to go about saving. So I'm going to go from insert mode into command mode. I'm going to write and quit. Now, you'll notice that river.sh, if we look at the permissions of River, she doesn't have execute permission to start with. So the first thing that we need to do is actually change the permissions for River so that there is execute permission. After we've done that, we can see there's now execute permission and the file color has changed to green. The way that we run or execute our shell script is we say we want to give the path to the script. So in this case, in my current folder, look for river, and then it's going to say, I can kill you with my brain. Now let's say we would like to edit this to do a little bit more. Let's add in an interaction and start using a variable. So I can go back into the file river and go back into insert mode. And then I would like to start with echo. Would you like to hear a line from Firefly? Then I'm going to say read answer. Now, what's happened here is I'm using echo to print something out, which we just saw. Read is how we say that I want something to come into the shell script. So this means that it's actually going to pause and wait for me to say something before anything happens next. After I read in the answer, I'm actually going to have it say, I don't care that you said answer, I'll tell you anyway. And then I'll have it read the line. Now, So now what's going to happen is when I run this, it's going to say, would you like to hear a line from Firefly? It will read in the answer. It will say that it doesn't care what your answer is, and then it will say, I can kill you with my brain. Now, you'll notice here that I use the word answer as a variable. Shell scripting uses untyped variables, which means we actually don't have to declare them at the top like a lot of programming languages. So we don't have to say int, character, anything like that. And then when we're ready to actually use our variable, we put a $sign in front of it. So this will actually expand out the variable. So this is what creates the variable, and this is what will expand out the variable and say whatever we put in there. So let me show you. So now I actually don't have to do the permissions again because I already did that. So when I run it, it's going to say, would you like to hear a line from Firefly? Now you can see that it's pausing for me to say something. So let's say I say yes. Then it will say, I don't care that you said yes, I'll tell you anyway. I can kill you with my brain. Now if I want to run this again, you'll notice it actually literally doesn't matter what I say because all I'm doing is echoing out the variable, so it's just going to echo this out anyway. So this is a little less traditional than the normal Hello World, but there's a lot of Hello World tutorials out there, so I figured I'd make it a little different. If you have any questions, please let me know.